Hey Use World, I am back with another video. We have another series focusing on indie brands that you may not have heard of. And today we're going to be focusing on the folks down under. Yes, it's going to be Australian brands. And I went down a rabbit hole just because, the horse has been their latest craze and they are an Australian brand that has been around for decades. So I'm just like, why don't we focus on other countries, again, Australia in this case, and see what they have to offer, because I'm sure they're making bags. But we tend to have a focus on European brands. And of course, as of recent, there's a couple of Asian brands that have popped up that piqued our interest. Maybe I'll focus on maybe Japanese brands. I know I talked a little about Korean, but let's just get right into it. Before I go into the first brand, check out my sweatshirt. I love pickles, and I thought this would be a really fun sweatshirt to wear. But in any case, the first brand is going to be Status Anxiety. This popped up on my Instagram, and I was just like, oh, this is a very creative and interesting name that is memorable. And I think more brands need to come up with memorable, very witty brand names. So they started back in Sydney, back in 2004. Their ethos, which again speaks to their brand name, is to not succumb to the anxiety of reaching a specific social status and other perceptions of success. I was like, okay, I see the connection here. And their entire brand and their designs are very minimal, very sleek looking. They opened up their first flagship store in Sydney in 2017. And since then, they have 8 other stores in Australia, New Zealand, and I did see their announcement that they just opened up their first US store not too long ago. They use Italian and Brazilian leathers, which I thought was been interesting because you don't really advertise. A lot of companies don't really seem to use Brazilian. I feel like Italian leather is always the standard. They come in natural, bubble, and wax leather, which I thought the bubble one seemed really interesting because usually you would see grain calf leather or, Saffiano leather, but the bubble leather texture was quite interesting to me. It actually reminds me of the Alexander Wang Rocco bag, which kind of looks like the bubble leather that they have. They are designed in Australia. However, they do make their bags with a manufacturer in China, which they have carefully, quote unquote, selected, and they do annual audits for safe work environment and quality control. I know a lot of you have raised the concern with these indie brands and how I'm, quote unquote, pushing them. I'm not really pushing them. I just feel like big luxury has dominated the space because they do offer really good customer service as well as return policy. And someone has accused me of saying I'm pushing these indie brands because I'm being paid for it. No, I'm not being sponsored like 80-90% of the time. And I just feel like indie brands deserve for us to support their small businesses, mom and pop shops, if they deserve our money and time, right? Their qualities, their designs, etc. And I just want to drive some awareness to it. And because there are smaller shops, they have stricter return policy. Sometimes they don't even allow, returns. It's just the nature of it. They don't have the overhead to cover the costs and free returns, etc. So that's why I do want to draw attention to a lot of these return policies, warranty kind of that is included with these bags, just so you are aware and can make your own informed decision. So this one, Status Anxiety, they do have pretty good return policy. It is going to be a 60-day return policy for any reason. I didn't see anything unless I missed it. They don't really talk about warranty. Here are a slew of bags that caught my attention, and their naming of the bags is just so fun and creative. And I think most companies should call very specific names for, particular bags instead of just calling it the tote bag or the top handle bag. It's just hard to reference specific models. The first one is called the Revere bag. And I think this is a great alternative to Open. So I know there are a lot of people who are like, oh, Open and their design is overhyped and their return policy is garbage, which I can't deny that. I kind of agree. You need to know what you're getting into, right? So for this one, I think it has very similar silhouettes, except it's not going to be the braided handle. And the strap on this particular bag seems a lot longer than the Open bag, their Nirvana bag, which can be much more comfortable. It does come in 4 different colors, and the pricing is cheaper than the Open bag if that's something you're interested in. The second one is going to be Losing Touch Bag. I thought that was a fun name. And very traditional silhouette. This one is very similar to the Prada one that I have been eyeballing. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, any shopping, opportunity and taking pictures, I do post it on Instagram for you to look at. And of course, any deals, I always post on Instagram. A lot of the items that are popular do get sold out pretty quickly. So definitely follow me on Instagram. But this one is very similar to a lot of companies that are making these silhouettes. Very traditional, very classic. You can definitely wear this particular silhouette for years to come. The biggest difference, I would say, is definitely the strap. It is a thicker strap, and I do like that. And the belt buckle, where you adjust it, is going to be the same color and material, at least it seems like, to the rest of the bag. So if you like more that seamless look instead of the gold hardware or the silver hardware, you won't have to worry about that here. And of course, it is multifunctional. You can definitely wear it as a shoulder bag, or if you like to wear it as a crossbody bag. I also love their website. For all of these bags that they have, they do have video as well as what fits in your bag. The next one is going to be the Glue to You bag. So if you really like the Uniqlo, and I've talked about this, it's a viral bag. The silhouette, the banana boat, or there's a lot of different companies that are making this similar silhouettes, but I would say this is probably the closest to the Uniqlo belt bag. This is a great option if you want a leather version of it. It does come with a back pocket. It's a zip pocket as well. So I found that to be very useful and an enhanced version of the Uniqlo bag. But I know the La Mer croissant bag is also very popular, and I think this could be an alternative to that as well. The Look Both Way bags is very similar to the Prada re-edition. So it does come with a cloth strap as well as a top handle strap. So I just wanted to draw your attention to this. I think this is a great alternative at only $200. Fantastic pricing. Okay, two more, I promise. There's a lot of these styles that do appeal to me. The Point of No Return. This one is very similar to the flamenco bag from Loewe. So it's a great alternative, the whole drawstring. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the Chanel 22. Is that what it's called? The trash bag looking one. This one is priced at $250. And what's nice about this is if you draw it up, it kind of looks like the flamenco bag. However, if you stretch it out and open it up, it looks like the Chanel 22 bag. It does come in multiple colors. I think this is a great option if that's what you like in terms of the silhouette. And it seems like it does fit quite a bit. Okay, the last one from Status Anxiety is the Celos bag. I see it here in a buttermilk, but it does come in multiple colors. This one also reminds me of like the La Mer croissant bag. If you want something that's very simple, very straightforward, something you can wear for years to come, this is a great option, only at $150. Now, I can't speak to the leather quality because I haven't seen this in person, but if you do end up getting one of these bags, let me know what you think. Again, they have a very relaxed return policy, so it's definitely worth checking out. And this one does come in multiple colors as well. Okay, the next brand let's talk about is Oroton. This is something that many of you have reached out and asked me what my opinion is on them. And I obviously did, a lot more research since then. But if you aren't familiar with this Australian brand, they are well established. They have come in ebbs and flows, and they kind of remind me of Coach, right? Where they were very well established. Then they fell down flat on their face, and then they tried to implement some marketing strategies, and now it seems like they're pretty popular again. Perhaps the design has come into 2024, but they were founded back in 1938 by Boyd Lane in Sydney as an importer of European textiles. They became, other notes that highlights I want to cover is they became a public company, and they did purchase the rights to Polo Ralph Lauren and the licenses for Australia and New Zealand. They are a public company in Australia, if that matters to you. They're kind of an indie brand, but more so in the rest of the world. But it seems like they are very well known, kind of like the Australian Coach, in my opinion. They have less of a laxed return policy compared to Status Anxiety. They only have a 14-day return policy. It is free for Australians. However, if you are international, such as myself, the US-based return and shipping is on you as the consumer. So I have a lot of bags to cover here. I'm just going to rattle off quickly of what interests me. The first section is going to be their retail website, and then they do have an outlet section as well. This seems like it is their iconic, or at least as of right now, the Mimco small bowler bag. This one I think is a very unique design. I definitely would be interested in this. It does come with a top handle. It's got a little pocket and 2 zippers. I think that's very important instead of just having 1 zipper. I think this is a typical silhouette, but then also has a very nice, unique twist to it with the little pocket design in the front and the curvature of the top. You can obviously crossbody it as well as wear it as a top handle. It is a very daily use, nice daily use bag that you can also wear to dinner, in my opinion. The second one seems like it's another very popular option. I do see these sell out quite quickly, and it's going to be their Clara Smooth Mini Bag. Very cute design. I love the zipper detail, the zipper pull where it's got a little ball. I think it's really cute when it comes to wearing it as a top handle. It does come with a crossbody strap, so it seems pretty functional. However, I would be a little hesitant with purchasing this bag just because of the top handle. It is pretty thick, very similar to my gripe when it comes to the Polène number 9, where it's like a dumpling bag. Everybody has confirmed what I thought was annoying to use is that the top handle, you have to push it aside in order to look inside your bag. This one, you definitely have to two-hand it just because of the shoulder bag kind of curvature where you need to hold on to one part of it and then pull the tab, the zipper pull open to access your bag. And of course, the thick top handle can get in the way of you looking into your bag and see where your stuff is. The Florence Medium Hobo, very on trend. Very simple. I think I just wanted to point this out because it is a cute bag. I think it can fit everybody's aesthetics, but not too much to say about it. The next bag here is going to be the Margot Small Top Handle. It seems very gem pop. It's been overdone, but then I kind of gravitate towards this bag because it's kind of unique at the same time. With the belt, it seems like it's like the Isabelle Marant belt, where it is the extra strap. You kind of cross it over. And it seems very easy to access. And this, I actually really like this one a lot. It's a flap opening. There's 2 compartments in there based on the pictures. And I love for all of these, their logo is very minimal. Like for this Margot bag, it is on the back. So it's not plaster with their name everywhere. So they do also sell clothing as well as jewelry. I do want to draw your attention to this because it is absolutely gorgeous. The Flora drop earrings, a little pricey, but for these particular statement earrings, it just screams elegant. And I really want these. I don't wear a whole lot of dangly jewelry. However, when it's a beautiful statement piece like this, I just love it. A couple pieces I do want to point out in their outlet section, and they are on sale. And then I think they have some sort of membership. I don't know how that works, but if you are a member, you do get discounts, additional discounts on top of their discounts. The Inez Mini Day Bag, this reminds me of the Givenchy Antigona. So great option. They have a couple different colors if you don't want to spend the Givenchy money. Going back to the Margot, I talked about the top handle just now. They do have the tiny bucket bag, which is a great alternative to like the Hermes Evelyn TPM. So obviously this is going to be much cheaper, and they do come in multiple colors. It's got that beautiful detail in the front with a buckle that looks kind of like a belt and the fold over. And of course, it's going to be a crossbody. I think this is adorable. Something I would definitely consider adding to my collection. You can only wear this as a crossbody, it seems like, but this is actually better, quote unquote, functionality wise. They have a zipper enclosure at the top as opposed to the TPM Hermes. As much as I really want one, this one seems a lot more functional. It does have an interior pocket, whereas the TPM is just an open compartment. The Fable bag is also very gorgeous. So again, this is very similar, not very, but it is quite similar to the Horse Clementine bag, or if you like the puzzle bag, it's got the fold over. I think this is a great alternative. It is much more expensive than the Horse bag, the Clementine, but it's a different silhouette. Whew, there's a lot to cover. That's how much I was clicking through each of these tabs here. The Della Small Baguette, very different, very different. I do like their design in the front where it's like the 4 crosses. I don't know what it is, but I think it's very sleek looking. The leather is quite different from the ones I covered so far. So if you want like a traditional flat bag, I think this is a great option. Seems like you can actually wear it as a clutch as well as a crossbody. The Weekender, the Inez Weekender, is a great alternative to the Louis Vuitton Keepall. Personally, I would never, I still have mine, but I had a Keepall 60. Yes, it does carry a lot of stuff, but it is obscenely heavy. So this one seems like it is in full leather. So I imagine it would be much heavier, but if you do like that Weekender and you do a lot of road trips, definitely do not take this on the plane. It would be a great option, very sleek looking, and it is for $740 if you want a full leather bag. Going on to jewelry that they offer in their outlet, this Riley layered bracelet. Oh, this is gorgeous. I feel like they do an even better job with their jewelry than they do their handbags. But it's nice to go to one brand and they do things really well. Absolutely gorgeous. Take a look at it. The details and the gold just seems amazing. Obviously, I don't know what it is in real life because I don't have their pieces, but I think it's phenomenal. Promise last piece. This is going to be their Lucia necklace. I think it's just another beautiful statement piece. You can't wear this quite often, but it is so creative. I love it. And it's $350. Normally, I think I might have seen this kind of design in very high-end luxury jewelry brands, and they were upwards of like $5,000 or $6,000. So if you want this look and it's going to be $350, I think this is fantastic. Moving on to the next brand, it is Vestirsi. Butchering names don't come from me, but this Australian brand was founded in 2019 in Melbourne. And this lady apparently was looking for a mid-range handbag, and she's of Italian origin, so she decided to start. It seems like this is a very common story, but her grandparents were Italian, so they hooked her up with a Italian leather manufacturer. Their return policy is going to be 30 days. So there's not too much information. There were a lot of fluffy information that I found on the website. So let's just get into the bags. I spent a lot of time on the previous two brands there. But the pieces I found interesting, the first one is going to be the Gabrielle woven leather bag. A lot of the observation that I made about this particular brand, a lot of it reminds me of Bottega. So they do take a lot of inspiration from them, in my opinion. But I think this one is really pretty for $450. If you want that particular silhouette, I think it is fantastic. These pieces are made in Italy, if that is important to you. It does come with a chain strap, and you can also crossbody it with a leather strap. So it seems like it's a little bit more versatile than Bottega would offer. The second one is going to be the woven tube crossbody tan. This one, I think it is beautiful, very unique in its style. Again, reminds me of Bottega, but not really in this particular case. The knots, the woven bag. If you want something that is a standout piece in a tubular kind of silhouette, this could be a great option for you. Now, if you're looking for something that is just a regular tote bag, this is another very Bottega-inspired piece. Nothing much to say about it. It seems like it's got a zip top compartment or a zipper enclosure, so that interests you. And the padded seems very puffy. The next bag, now they're jumping on the whole suede trend, which kudos to them. You got to keep up with what is trending now. The Sienna Tan Suede Hobo, it's on pre-order. Another great option if you like that smushy look, which I think suede can really work well with the smushy, less structure kind of silhouette. So this one is at 200. Oh, these are actually in Australian dollars. So if you are in the US, that could work to your advantage because the Australian dollar is a little bit weaker compared to the US dollar. So this is a great option. The last one, again, very reminiscent of the Bottega Jodi. So if you don't want to spend Jodi money, this is a great option. The only difference, I would say, the biggest difference is definitely the line down the middle that might not look as attractive. But if you like that, they do come in metallic, so that's kind of cool, and gold metallic. And it's only 249 Australian dollars. So that's probably coming out to be, if I'm mathing correctly, 190-ish. The next brand I want to cover is the Mon Purse. Mon Purse, a little confusing in terms of their website. And this was a company founded by Lana Hopkins in 2014 in Sydney. She was looking for a purse at the mall. Again, another typical story, I feel like. And she ended up at a Build-A-Bear workshop. The idea came to her about customizing bags for your everyday, handbag lover. She only has a 14-day return policy. Return is on you. Their products are made in Turkey. She apparently flew to Turkey, found a manufacturer. I don't have anything against, products made in Turkey. I know companies like Ania Bing, their bags are also made in Turkey. They're leather goods, but just be aware. Since they are customized, it does take up to 4 weeks to deliver. So this is where my confusion is, because she talked about all of her bags being customizable. But when I looked at these particular two items, I added to bag and it didn't offer me any customization. So I don't know what's going on, but I found that kind of weird when your whole brand was talking about customization. I don't know if it's customizing just your name and logo or your initials on the bag, which I feel like it's not that special because a lot of companies do these. But this one in particular, the Kate soft leather handbag, is pretty. It's on sale, $192. If you like this particular silhouette, I think it's fantastic. The biggest unique design, in my opinion, is on the sides where normally you would see D rings, but these have built-in, it's not really D, it's like a circle. It's like a half circle. And then you also have the usually it's like lobster hand hooks. This one is a circle. So I thought that was really pretty. This one seems very straightforward. The leather looks fantastic. The other bag I thought that was pretty special as well is going to be the leather braided handle bag. Can't you just come up with more creative names like Status Anxiety? This one is unique because it's got the braided handle and it's got that little dumpling mushy baguette look. It's a combination of all of these trendy bags, and it does have a zipper pull. Looks pretty high quality. If you like that silhouette, I think this is a great option, and it's only $160. Before I go into the next brand, and if you are new here, hit that like and subscribe button for me. I'd love for you to join my little bubble and community where I talk about all things handbags. Sometimes I'll throw in jewelry, but also follow me on Instagram. Any really good deals per my model on my channel, hopefully getting these lovely pieces less than retail. Do follow me on Instagram as well. Drop a comment. Let me know you're new here. Love to say hi to you. Mimco is the next brand. They started back in 1996 in Melbourne by Amanda Briskin-Rettig. Some of the other highlights I do want to point out, because they don't have a whole lot of information, but they were featured, their panda bag was featured in Sex and the City, which I thought that was kind of interesting. They do have a return policy of 45 days from the day of placement of the order. Not when it gets delivered, when you place the order. So keep that in mind. There are only a few bags that piqued my interest in this case, and it's going to be the solar tote bag. I think this is kind of cool. This is definitely a very unique design to a very traditional tote bag that we all love to use for work, to go out with the kids or whatever. The just like a basic line, instead of just like a tote bag with a line down the middle, and then you know, that's your design. They're using different pieces of leather, and that asymmetrical curvature, I think it's pretty cool. If you're looking for a nice tote bag, this one is going to be at $500 Australian dollars, which I think equates to about $450 when it comes to US dollars. So something to think about. It does come in 3 different colors. The next one is going to be the Dolly shoulder bag. This one's kind of cute, right? It's got the lunar style. It's got a little bit of the different hardware that you might not see just everybody has on the streets. It seems like you can only shoulder it, so keep that in mind. You can't turn it into a crossbody or anything unless you want to add. I don't think you can add based on the silhouette. The top handle is not removable, but it does come in multiple colors, including a metallic gold. The solar shoulder bag, which is another iteration of the tote bag, I think this one comes in denim as well as the studded. The stud is not my style. Denim is not my style, but I know denim bags are very popular. So something to consider, and it is only 200 AUD, so it's probably around 120 bucks. The last brand I want to cover is going to be Maison De Sabre. I just can't with myself sometimes. Sabre. This brand was founded, their story is a little bit more interesting than your typical, I went to look for a mid-range bag, can't find it, yada, yada. They were founded in 2017 by 2 dentists in New Zealand or Australia. It was kind of weird because one guy was in New Zealand, the other guy was going to dental school in Australia, but then supposedly it is a Australian brand because that's where their headquarters is now. Confusing, but whatever. I'm going to consider it an Australian brand. They do source all of their leathers from a gold-rated manufacturer, and they are under the Leather Working Group. They also use dry tan, which apparently is the world's only water-free leather tanning process, which just means, I guess, they are environmental. I guess that's kind of the messaging here, where they don't waste a bunch of water tanning the leathers. Their refund policy is only store credit, so do keep that in mind. And they have a 6 months warranty. What really caught my attention, and I think a lot of craze is happening, is because of their fruit charms. Those are so cute. It's designed to be a bag charm as well. You can put your air tag in there. I'm just like, ooh, I kind of want these. I'm not really a bag charm person, but they're just so freaking adorable. The first one I want to point out that I do like in their the handbag collection is actually on sale. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to buy this one. Is the mini hobo bag. Do you see a trend? This is kind of what I like. I'm very trendy apparently. But what really caught my attention is the color. Oh, it's like the perfect pink. I really want to buy this. Do I need another shoulder bag? No, I don't. But it's most of the time when it comes to pink and the fuchsia pink, especially with Hermes, they come in silver hardware. I don't know why they think that pink can only go with silver hardware, but this one checks the box. It's got the gold hardware. So not much to say about this. It's a very typical silhouette. So I want to point out the color because I love it. And of course, it does come in the card holder that I really like. It's out of stock. I just looked at this last night and it's out of stock now. That makes me sad. But the zip wallet, their Bondi blue color. Oh, it actually comes in the pink as well. The zip wallet. Zip wallet is nice, but I'm really loving the whole card holder where you can easily access your cards from the back. They also make dog collars. Maybe I should just buy all 4 of these items or 3 of these items, all in the fuchsia pink color and just wallow in my pink dream. So that wraps it up for you. I hope you enjoyed my Yabri Yabri video, got some new eye candy, got really exposed to Australian brands. Again, it's something I feel like could be really underrated because the people down under, the folks down under are doing great things that we can definitely explore and just see what could work for you and what could not work for you. So I really hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll leave another video for you here and I'll see you next time.